Are there any Newfoundlanders here tonight?
Hello, folks, and welcome back to NL Now. I am your host, Gary Weaselton. Tonight, we have a great show for you with some great music and special interviews. And also, don't forget to go check out our website, nlnow.ca, for past episodes and updates about our contests and Janeway Fundraiser. Up first in the interview chair is a man I am sure you will all recognize. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Andrews. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Gary. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for coming in the chat with us.
My pleasure.
So I read on Facebook that Shanny Ganook is 16 years old. Can you recall when you first got together?
Well, Gary, obviously we got to update our Facebook bio because we're 22 years old now.
Oh.
Yeah, we're way behind the times, obviously. I don't look at it. Shocking to say, but 22 years on the go. Been a long time.
Okay, so, well, we'll have to get your Facebook updated.
There we go.
Was music in your family growing up?
Well, not a lot of people played music, but a lot of music was listened to. So there's lots of different traditional Newfoundland and Irish bands that were always playing at our house. So that's how I got involved in the music.
Mm-hmm. When you're out touring Canada and the rest of the world, is it true what people say when they say no matter where you go, you're always running into a Newfoundlander?
Yes. It happens everywhere. It's happened to us everywhere we've ever been, right from the North Pole to the desert to all over the place. There's always been a Newfoundlander there.
We have had quite a few kids on our show for our Kids Got Talent segment. And when we ask them who they listen to, they always come back with local groups like The Ones, The Fortunate Ones, and Hey Rosetta. So what do you think this tells us about our young talent?
I think it's great that these bands are getting people to listen and want to play music and leading more people into a Newfoundland sound.
It seems like all of our local musicians know each other and help each other out. How important is it to have someone to reach out to?
It's very important. It's almost like a little community that sort of supports everybody, especially if things go wrong. So it's really good to have a group of people around you that will, that you could depend on.
What do you think sets our local music apart from the rest of Canada's music?
That's a good question, Gary. I just think that there's a lot of honesty in our music, and it's real. It's not made up. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what brings it to the heights it's at.
Now, have you ever had anything strange happen during a performance?
Oh, we've had lots of strange things happen during performances over the years.
What do you think will be one of the strangest things?
Well, I can remember one time years ago, we were playing for a big convention, and everybody was eating soup while we were playing. And my pick flew off my string and went right out and into a lady's soup. And she didn't find it nearly as funny as I did.
No, I don't think I'd find it very funny if I found a guitar pick in my soup.
I asked for it back.
Yes, so in case that ever happens here, we'll have to put up a few nets between the musical guests and the craft services table.
There you go.
So no guitar picks going in anyone's soup. Anyways, how far back does the traditional Newfoundland music go? Are you constantly hearing old traditional songs you've never heard of?
Yes, it still happens, yeah, and it's great that there's still lots of old songs there to be sung, and I guess it goes back to when Newfoundland started, 500 plus years ago now, that we've been here, and it's just been music that's been passed along, and we're just doing our job passing it along.
Okay, Chris, now we're going to play a little game called Get to Know Me. I'll ask you 5 questions, and you'll come back with the first thing that pops into your head.
Okay.
Your favorite food?
Fish.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite TV show?
The Simpsons.
Favorite movie?
A Mighty Wind.
And name a song you sing out loud to when you're alone in the car.
The Great Lobster Boil.
Okay, Chris, that was great. Okay, now, as you can see down by your chair, there's a selfie stick there. I
Okay.
think you could pick that up so we can take a selfie.
There you go.
My favorite part of the show.
Now, Gary, I'm not very
Yes, you
into
can
the
just hold that out.
technology. I don't know if it's upside down or not.
Perfect. Perfect. Thanks again for coming in, Chris.
Anytime, Gary. My pleasure. Keep up the good stuff.
So here with us now in the NL Now studio, please welcome from Up Sky Down Films, Mr. Roger Maunder. Hello, Roger. Thanks for coming in to chat with us.
Hey, Gary. Thanks for having me.
Yes, so for the folks at home watching, can you give us a little background on your career?
Well, I have a company, Up Sky Down Films, so I make commercials and music videos and documentaries and dramas, any kind of video work, really. But I guess I started out as an actor many years ago, and got involved in a place called NIFCO, which is the Newfoundland Independent Filmmakers Co-op, which is my film school, basically. I went in, we were shooting on film at that time. And I became the mentor there, so I ended up mentoring other filmmakers and aspiring filmmakers and teaching kids about how to make movies. And then now it's way more. It's a lot more easier because it's video and the internet and all that kind of stuff. So you can spread your word and your message to a lot more people a lot easier, I think.
I read on your website that you founded the Nickel Independent Film Festival here in the province.
Yeah. The Nickel started in 2001. So it was a while ago. I think we're going into our 17th year now. I'm not as hands-on as I used to be because I want to, pursue making movies and stuff. But it's amazing how many films are and how well that the festival is still doing and how it's growing every year. We've had a lot of great people come through, like Brad Payton, who many people know from Gander Bay and has directed some of the Republic of Doyle's, but it's done a lot of Hollywood features. Tons and tons of filmmakers that are coming through, and the nice thing about the Nickel is that it shows everybody's films.
Now, with shows like Frontier and Republic of Doyle being done here in our province, do you think when people see it that they would open more doors for other movies and TV shows to come here and do a production in Newfoundland?
I definitely think so, yeah. I mean, the Newfoundland Film Development Corporation have been a big part of fostering and helping producers make amazing films and get it out there. But watching Republic of Doyle was so good because it was like so focused on St. John's. It was like a big tourism commercial, really, in a lot of ways, and it really kind of fostered a lot of actors' careers. And I haven't seen Frontier yet, but I'm looking forward to watching it. I know it's on Netflix now, but any kind of film or television that's going on in Newfoundland that's getting out there and being getting all these accolades as well, it's just good for the province and good for Newfoundland film.
What are some of the big differences between shooting a commercial versus a TV show?
Well, from my experience, it's not really that different because you still have to do all the homework. You have to still break it all down. I mean, I guess for commercial, it's a lot shorter because you're doing 30 seconds or 15 second spot. Whereas a television show, whether it's a half an hour, 22-minute piece or 46-minute piece, there's a lot more shooting involved and a lot more editing involved. So I guess that's the biggest difference between the two is the production and post-production and the whole process of making a bigger piece compared to a shorter piece.
And what is the best part about working in the TV and movie business here in Newfoundland and Labrador?
My favorite thing about making films is the camaraderie between your crew and your cast and just everybody involved. You know, it's not one person that drives that whole show. It's a team effort where everybody is helping each other and giving their ideas. And although as leader, that's leading you down that path to get to the final product, but it's all that team, the team effort, that everybody coming together to make it, and then at the end watching it with that team that helped create it is a really good feeling, and I love that part of it.
We have a good team effort here at NL now, of course, because we have different sheep, and we got Tom the chicken, and weird yellow figures. How can people get in contact with you to get more info on your production company? And
well, they can go to our website, upskydownfilms.com, or they can email me at roger@upskydownfilms.com, or call us at 709-740-3456.
okay, Roger, now we're going to play a little game I like to play with all my guests called Get to Know Me. I will ask you 5 questions, and you'll come back with the first thing that pops into your head. Okay. Food. Favorite food.
Hot turkey sandwiches.
Favorite color.
Purple.
Favorite TV show.
Favorite Suits these days.
Favorite movie.
It's a toss-up between. Oh my God, there's so many that are popping in my head right now, just as we're talking about it. I love, like, over the last couple of years, like Fight Club and The Game, a lot of Fincher movies, I guess. Yeah.
And name a song you sing out loud to when you're alone in the car.
I have no idea. I don't usually sing out loud ever because I can't sing. But maybe I think we're alone now.
Okay, now it's selfie time. So you can just grab the selfie stick there.
Oh, selfie stick.
Hold
All
on,
right. I've been looking forward to this.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, okay. Cheese. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks again for coming in, Roger,
Hey,
to chat
thanks for
with us.
having me.
And maybe we can come to your set sometime when you're doing a commercial or something.
That'd be a great idea.
Yes.
We got a bunch of stuff coming up now next little while, so I'll definitely get in touch with you and have you come out.
Okay. Don't go away, folks, because we will be right back.
Oh, Hako, what a cute little picture.
Welcome back to NL Now, folks. Joining us today is probably the most famous Newfoundlander we have had on our show. Well, besides Hako, that is. Please welcome from the hit CBC television series, This Hour Has 22 Minutes, Mr. Mark Critch. Hello, Mark. Thanks for coming in to chat with us.
Well, it is a big honor to be here. I've been watching the show, of course. My buddies Alan Doyle and Alan Hako have been raving about their time here, so I'm very excited to be asked.
Mm-hmm. Now, for those of you who don't know you at home, that I'm sure all of them know you at home, of course, but could you give them a little history on yourself, like where you were born, grew up, and went to school?
Yeah, I was born in St. John's. In 1974, I went to St. Teresa's up on Mundy Pond, and then went to Holy Heart of Mary School. And when I was about 15 years old, I thought I want to maybe do some comedy. So I went down to Ellis Pugh Hall with some friends. We put off a sketch comedy show. And then from there, I did more comedy and some acting. And then eventually, I got a part on 22 Minutes. And I've been there ever since, really loving it.
Can you take us through a daily routine at the 22-minute set and how it all works when you're doing a day of filming?
Absolutely. Well, what happens is Tuesday we come in and we kind of pitch some ideas that we're going to write about, and then we go off and we'll write some sketches, and I'll write about probably 6 sketches in a week. And then Wednesday we get together, and there's a big table, the whole cast and crew get together, and we read out the material, and the funniest stuff wins. And then we come in Thursday morning around 6 o'clock, start taping a bunch of sketches all day. Friday we tape some more sketches in the studio, and then on the weekends I usually come home to Newfoundland. But somewhere in there, I'll go off and interview somebody like the Prime Minister maybe, or some Canadian celebrity or something. And then on Monday, we come in, have a look at what we have and don't have, write some more jokes and more topical humor, and then we run through the show. The studio audience comes in around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and we'll tape our show, be done by 9:30, and then we'll have a great show, and we'll be all full of energy. We've done some live sketches in front of the audience and all the desk stuff, and then we have nothing for the next day, so then panic sets in, because you had to write the whole next week's show, so it's pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm. Now, I heard from a friend of yours that you got to write a very special script for a few of my furry friends.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I was able to write with my friend Tim McAuliffe a whole show, a live show for the Muppets at Place des Arts here in Montreal. And so we got to work with everyone, with Kermit and Fozzie and Miss Piggy. And I got to write songs that they performed. And I got to be there while we recorded a version of Rainbow Connection. And when I was a kid, Gary, years ago on Ken Monroe growing up, I was a huge Muppets fan, of course, the original series, the movies, and so to be able to be there and to meet Kermit, I got to write stand-up comedy for Fozzie Bear, and then have it be heckled from a balcony by Statler and Waldorf, and that was about as cool as it got.
Mm-hmm. So how did they like Canada?
They loved it, They hadn't done much live performing in front of an audience. And so it was very neat to see them rehearse and get to do something together. Because normally when you film a movie or TV show, it's all broken up, and you don't get to see everybody. But it was like a big troupe coming together to do a show, just like an episode of The Muppets, one of the Muppet movies. So they loved it, and their response was the audience was full of people laughing and full of people crying too, because it was such a big important part of their childhood, the Muppets, and to see them live was pretty cool.
Well, next time you're talking to Kermit and Fozzie, you should tell them they should come here to Newfoundland and do a show at Mile 1 or Holy Heart.
That would be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. For a little while, we were talking to the Muppet people about maybe doing a show on Broadway in a theater. And you'd get a theater and make it look like the Muppet thing. But so, I don't know. There might be, down the road, some more Muppeting. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now, what do you think sets Newfoundlanders and their comedy style different from the rest of Canada and the rest of the world?
That's a great question. Well, Newfoundlanders, we joined Canada quite late in 1949, so we've always been the outsider looking in at Canada, and we have we lean heavily on kind of the British tradition because, our connection to the UK. The British tradition, more of sketch comedy, and broad, big characters and stuff like that. And also, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians love to talk about politics. That's why so many Newfoundlanders and Labradorians have been great political comedians, because lots of people around the kitchen table like to argue about politics. So all those things together kind of makes for a unique Newfoundland voice.
Now we're going to play Get to Know Me.
All right.
I will ask you 5 questions, and you'll come back with the first thing that pops into your head.
Love it.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite food?
Fish and chips.
Favorite movie?
Limelight by Charles Chaplin.
A song you sing out loud to when you're alone in the car?
When I'm alone in the car, anything by the Beatles.
And your favorite Muppet?
My favorite Muppet would have to be, Kermit, of course.
Everyone likes Kermit.
Everyone likes Kermit, and Kermit is the heart and soul of the Muppets, and he holds everybody together, and he MCs a lot of things. He hosts a lot of things, which I also do, as you do.
Yes, I do too.
A lot in common.
We may also have some Fleece connections.
Yes, absolutely. Fleece connections and Rainbow connections.
Yes. Now we're going to play another little game.
Okay.
In this game, we have to finish each other's sentences.
Oh, I love this game. Okay. It's very intense.
And we will make up a story along the way. Okay. I'll start.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there lived a...
Codfish.
Well, I think you're supposed to go.
Oh, okay, I got you. Let's start again.
Codfish, okay.
Okay, go.
Once upon a time, there lived a...
Codfish. And the interesting thing about this codfish was that he...
Oh, you're still doing it wrong.
What am I doing?
Okay, Mark.
Okay.
You're supposed to go, I go, once upon a time there lived a, then you go, once upon a time there lived a codfish.
Oh.
Yes, and we have to try and...
And then what do I do? What's the next sentence?
Well, then
You'll take care of it. All right, okay, let's do this, Gary.
Yes,
I
okay.
don't play this game very often. I usually work solo or with Shama Jumder, and he's not that bright. Okay.
What?
You start.
Okay. Once upon a time there lived a.
Once upon a time there lived a codfish.
Once upon a time there lived a codfish who.
Once upon a time there lived a codfish who liked.
Once upon a time there lived a codfish who liked ketchup.
Once upon a time there lived a codfish who liked ketchup on his.
Once upon a time there was a codfish who liked ketchup on his macaroni and cheese.
Once upon a time there was a codfish who liked ketchup on his macaroni and cheese when he.
Once upon a time there was a codfish who liked ketchup on his macaroni and cheese when he went to his nan's house.
Once upon a time there was a codfish who liked macaroni and cheese on his ketchup on his macaroni and cheese when he went to his nan's house, which was.
Once upon a time there was a. Once upon a time there lived a codfish who liked ketchup on his macaroni and cheese when he went to his nan's house, which was around the bay.
Once upon a time there was a codfish who liked ketchup on his macaroni and cheese, which was at his nan's house, which was around the bay, where he always loved to.
Once upon a time there was a codfish who liked ketchup on his macaroni and cheese at his nan's house, which was around the bay, where he liked to fish with his grandfather.
Once upon a time there was a codfish who liked ketchup on his macaroni and cheese, which he had at his nan's house, which was around the bay, where he liked to fish with his grandfather until he got himself. It's a pretty good story.
That's a pretty good story.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's selfie time.
All right.
Okay.
Where's that selfie stick,
okay,
brother?
here it is.
Here it is. Oh, thanks,
There we
Gary. Okay, you ready for this? All right. 1, 2. Ketchup on your macaroni and cheese.
Perfect.
Nice.
All
Love
right,
it.
thanks again for coming in, Mark. It was great to have you here.
It's my my great pleasure, and you, I think, may be the best puppet I've ever worked with, and that's saying
Oh,
something.
yes, it is. Okay, don't go away, folks. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, to close out the show with one more song, Chris Andrews.
Here we go, Gary.
Here we go.
Oh, Casey wore his brand new hat to Murphy's Wake last night. Well, someone stole his hat and boys, it started off the fight. Well, Casey wrecked the furniture, the radio as well. He nearly woke the corpse up when he began to yell. Oh, I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out or break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. Casey kept on shouting, boys, they couldn't keep him quiet. Someone called up for the cops to come and stop the riot. 2 cops rushed into the room, but Casey laid them out. He fired them through the window, they both heard Casey shout. Oh, I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out or break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out. Casey kept on shouting, boys, till one-eyed Paddy Flynn. He struck him on the whisker with a great big rolling pin. This knocked poor Casey senseless, it was an awful clout. As he lay there unconscious, Casey kept on shouting out, oh, I had a hat when I came in, I hung it on the rack. And I'll have a hat when I go out or break somebody's back. I'm a decent man, I am, and I don't want to shout. But I had a hat when I came in, and I'll have a hat when I go out.